I'm Elon Musk, and today we have a special guest. It's Noah. Welcome to the show, Noah. So, I've always wanted to ask someone who actually lived through a flood, what was that like? So, obviously, the most famous flood is the Great Flood that you described in your book. Yeah, there's been a lot of movies about it, but it's never really clear if the flood was real or not. So, I thought I would ask you, was the flood real? Well, first of all, I have to say the question is a little bit offensive because, well, everybody knows the flood was real. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to get at some of the details. Like, how did you survive the flood? I mean, you built an ark and you had all these animals, and it must have been crazy to let them all out after the rain stopped. So I think maybe you're asking this question based on a misunderstanding of the text. What text? The text, Genesis 6, where it says when the Most High God gathered the flood waters of the earth together, he gathered them together to a single place for 2 years. And so it wasn't raining the entire time. It was only for 40 days and 40 nights that it rained, according to the Bible. But most people don't understand that. They think it was raining for a long time. They also think that the earth was covered in water, which isn't true. It was only the high places were covered in water, the tops of the mountains. Okay, right? And then you said that everything was destroyed, but you survived. Yeah, but not everyone was destroyed. There were still people alive. There were still people alive on the earth. My understanding is that a lot of people drowned, though, yeah, they did. But Genesis 7:23 says that everything that was on dry land died. So whether it was on the dry land, you can't survive underwater. That's just physics. If you don't have air, you can't breathe. So it doesn't matter if it was a raindrop or a wave that hit you, you're dead. So those that were in the boats, right? And they survived. But the rest of the people, they all perished, right? So you said that there were people on the dry land still alive. Yes, my family and I okay. Yeah, and there was a raven that went out from the ark. Can you imagine being a raven and having a front row seat to the destruction of the world? It's hard to imagine, but I do imagine that the raven was pretty excited to see all that fish. Yeah, but the thing is that the raven didn't come back. No, but a dove did, and the dove brought back an olive leaf. Very hopeful. Yeah, very hopeful. And then after that, no more rain. And then you sent out another dove, and it didn't come back. And then you were like, great, let's get off this boat. Yeah, it was only after 150 days that we landed on the mountains of Ararat. And then once we got off the boat, you said that you built an altar and you made an offering, and the Lord smelled the offering and said, "Never again will I curse the ground because of man, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth." That's right, and after that, you just chill out and hang out with your family and the animals for the rest of your life. Pretty chill. Yeah, it was pretty chill. Okay. Well, thank you for your time today. Noah, it was actually very informative, and it really helped me to better understand Genesis. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.